because we like to know who everybody is. New Alita, we know, is a grandmaster currently active on our site, currently deciding to use an anonymous username for whatever reason. But Hikaru is down 4 games. That's the only reason that really matters in this match. And he is...
He's not looking good.
He's not happy, right? I mean, he's had a couple games that should have been for surely gone the other way that he blew. Those are the ones really hard to let go. And then overall, he's just gotten outplayed in the close positions.
What's going on here with this pawn situation? If you went knight takes e5, was that so bad? I mean, I don't know. I'm never.
Dude, you're asking me to calculate. I'm not here to work. You know that. I'm here to mess around. No, but seriously, it's a 4-game lead right now for the world champion. So those who picked Magnus Carlsen to be the favorite here are looking good. Not to say that the match is over in the least. We still know the bullet portion is coming, which is where the gloves will come off.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Hikaru stopped the bleeding. He cannot go down any more games. He's down 4 right now. That might be an insurmountable lead. If he goes in the bullet, 4 games is a heck of a lot, especially considering how well Magnus has played. I mean, at least on the scoreboard against Alexander Grishuk, he won like 8-1 or something in the bullet.
Yeah, he surprised everybody with his performance in the bullet. That is the truth, and we'll see if he does so again against Magnus Carlsen, against Hikaru Nakamura.
And here, Magnus is trying to unleash his pieces against Hikaru. Hikaru's pieces do look a little weird. The knight on b1 has yet to move. The bishop on b2, it looks nice, but it also faces a real challenge from that bishop on g7. And so if you're white, you're already facing ideas like bishop to g4 and things like that. You know, knight wants to come to d3. So
these are the kind of positions that can get very tricky for white really fast. Because whenever you have a pawn here, everybody, and there's no knight here defending the king side, it means you got to always be careful about the king, because if these pieces start quickly jumping all over the king side, you may not have time to recover. And so whoa! And so Hikaru is figuring a way out of that. He's not exactly sure why Magnus sacrificed his queen.
Well, if you got the 2 rooks, so on paper that's a good sign. But
Hikaru feels like there's some
the knight comes to d6 or a5 actually.
You can tell by his facial expressions. And we've just been told by our the live server architect, we reached 26,000 active members in the live server for the first time just now, and there are 3,000 people following this game in chess.com, not even including the viewers on Twitch.
Yeah, so we have a great viewership right now in a fantastic match, and right now I'm not sure I like what has just happened here for Hikaru. It seemed like at the beginning of this transition from purely even material to a position with 2 rooks for the queen that I thought Hikaru had a good setup. Now I'm not liking it so much at all. For example, bishop takes, if you go bishop c4, I'll take with the knight. I think I want to keep my knight on the board. And unfortunately, well, maybe bishop takes d6, pawn takes d6, and then rook to d7. Just trying to corral that pawn. You will get it, but you might lose the e4 or the b7 pawn in the process.
It's amazing Carlsen's instinct. Those who can watch the show on instant replay, I mean, when we go back to that, I remember that Hikaru launched this trap, and Carlsen just chopped the rooks instantly. Like, no hesitation. Now, he could have been calculating it on Nakamura's turn. That's probably what he was doing. But I would be a little bit more nervous before going for a material imbalance of a queen versus a couple rooks. But not Magnus Carlsen. That was impressive stuff right there for sure.
Absolutely. And look at the clock situation. Magnus is really taking a deep think. Only 48 seconds, it seemed like he spent on that move. And for Hikaru, you can...
Yeah, what's the question? Can we take here? I mean, if you take, shake and bake, we get bishop takes g... No, rook is hanging.
Yep.
So what's the deal?
Yeah, you can probably do it. I think in the initial position is exactly what he
said. Yeah, and he does it. Okay, yeah, so I was calculating that. Magnus has a forward brow right now. But I think that was just a blunder.
Well, he's probably hoping the opposite colored bishops help him, but in fact, it often hurts you.
With the queens, because the opposite colored bishops can favor the queen to...
But now rook takes f2 check.
That's a very strong threat. Rook takes f2 check, followed by bishop takes with check, everybody, followed by queen hanging. So that's the threat right now.
Okay, but the queen can move somewhere. Let's say to
g4 is a considerable... Whoa, he missed it. No, he's got a trap. If rook takes f2, everybody takes. He plays king f3.
Well, that's just a draw.
Well, I mean, I think he's happy with the draw right now. He laughs in the face of danger, Simba.
And look at this. Magnus playing for a win. Bishop is coming to h4 now, and after that, black is winning.
Hikaru shaking his head, dejected, upset with his play, and rightfully so. What can Nakamura do? You know what he can do? He can do nothing because the bishop comes to h4 and f2 is falling. Wow, town. Mind blown town.
Woo!
Population, this guy.
A 5-game lead.